Good morning, children. Welcome back to today's class. Today we are starting with a new topic. Before starting that new topic, I wanted to show you something. You just guess that what it is. Okay. It's the letters have been jumbled up. You need to guess which animal is that. Fine? Yeah. Can you guess the name of these animals? The letters have been jumbled. It's not arranged in a proper way. Can you guess that? Yeah. It's chameleon, owl, and tiger. Yeah. Observe the next slide. There are different animals in this slide. All the animals. There are variety of animals in this slide. Yes. Children, animals live in all the regions of the globe. Animals live in all the regions of the globe, like polar regions, then desert region, then oceans, etc. Yeah, I think you guessed the topic, which topic I am going to discuss today. Yes, it's about adaptations. Let's learn in this topic, adaptation in animals, how animals adapt themselves to various habitats, how animals adapt themselves on the basis of their diet, how animals adapt to their surroundings for safety, then care and concern for animals. All these topics we are going to learn today. Yes. The place where an animal lives naturally is called as habitat. The place where an animal naturally lives is called as habitat to obtain food and to get shelter. So that particular place is called as habitat. Different habitats have different conditions of temperature, terrain, and vegetation. They provide all the necessary requirements like food, water, and shelter to animals. As the living conditions in habitats are different, the animals living there have evolved. And this process of evolution to suit the habitat is called as adaptation. This process of evolution to suit to the environment is called as adaptation. Animals adapt in order to protect themselves from their predators. Animals adapt to their environment in order to protect themselves from their predators. This ability of an animal to merge with its surrounding is known as camouflaging. What it is? Camouflaging. Yes. On the basis of their habitat, animals can be grouped into five categories: terrestrial, arboreal, amphibians, then it is aerial, and last one is aquatic. Five categories. It has been grouped into five categories based on their habitats. But that is terrestrial, arboreal, aerial, aquatic, and then it is amphibians. Let us discuss these in detail. Terrestrial animals are the animals that live on land. They are the animals that live on land. They have lungs for breathing and they have legs for walking. Different animals like lion, tiger, dogs, elephants, goats, horses, they live on land surfaces, whereas rabbits and mongooses, they live in burrows. And there are some other animals like moles and rats, they live in underground tunnels. So let us discuss about this taking an example. Let us discuss about this taking an example. You know, animals that live in deserts have thick skin and very little fur which protects them from heat. They have broad feet which help them to walk on sand. They can store fat in their arms which lets them survive without food and water for many days. I think you guessed which animal is that. Yes, it's camel. Camels, they are having thick skin with very little fur which protects them from the heat. They are having broad feet which help them to walk on sand. They can store fat in their humps, which lets them survive without food and water for many days. Many animals living in deserts adapt to the hot climate by being more active at night. Animals that are more active at night than during the day are called nocturnal animals. Next, we are discussing with animals in hot regions. You know, elephants, they live in hot regions. How do they adapt in hot regions? They are having wrinkled skin helps them to keep their body cool. They have flapping of huge ears help them to lower their body temperature. They have a special structure called trunk that helps them in pulling down tree branches to eat, to spray water and dust the skin to protect it from insects and sunburns. Let us discuss about animals that live in cold region. Animals have adapted to live in different climatic conditions like freezing condition. In this condition, animals have a thick layer of fat called blubber under their skin to keep their body warm. Example, you can see here in the slide, we are having seal, penguin, etc. They are adapted to live in freezing conditions. Next, let me discuss about animals in deserts. Like previous we discussed, it is having very little fur, right? Yes, camels are called as sheep of the deserts because they have adapted to the desert life and can live without water and food for many days. They have long curved neck, large mouth, long and strong legs and a high hump. They have the ability to store fat in the hump. Long eyelashes prevent sand from entering their eyes. Their feet are broad, flat, with leathery pads which help them to walk and run in the sand. This is all about the terrestrial animals. Now, children, can you guess this? Why do monkeys have long and thin limbs? What is the advantage of hook-like hands and flexible feet? Why? How does the tail help them? You have observed the monkeys, right? Yes. They are referred as arboreal animals. Arboreal animals, they live mostly on trees. They have long and curly tail that acts as an extra limb. They have paws with 5 claws, which helps them in gripping and climbing the trees. These arboreal animals like monkeys, they have long and thin limbs allow them to swing. They have hook-like hands and flexible feet that are for holding the branches. And they have long and strong tail, helps to climb the trees and maintain their balance. This is how special about the arboreal animals. Next, we are moving to aquatic animals. You know what is special about this? These animals, they live in water. They live in water. Examples of aquatic animals are, they are octopuses, fish, crab, etc. These aquatic animals, their breathing, most aquatic animals are having their breathing organ as gills. Let me discuss about fish now. They have a special organ called gills which help blood absorb the oxygen present in water. Their body is covered with the scales that provide protection from predators and keep their body dry. They have streamlined bodies and fins that helps in swimming. Next, we are going with the next category, that is amphibians. Amphibians are the animals that live both on land and as well as in water. So those animals which can live on land as well as in water, they are referred as amphibians. Examples of amphibians are frog, salamander and toads. You know what is special about this? These amphibians breathe through their moist skin when in water and use their lungs to breathe when on land. You can observe frog here. This frog breathes through lungs when on land and through the skin when in water. You know what is special about toads? They are having thicker skin than frogs. They have special hardened knob-like structure on their hind feet which helps them to dig into the soil in cold temperature. Salamander have a poisonous back and tail which keeps predators away. This is all about the arboreal amphibians. Next, we are moving with the aerial animals. Animals, animals that have the special characteristic like they have wings which help them to fly. Those animals which allow them to fly, they are referred as aerial animals. Examples, birds, bats, and insects. You know, they have streamlined body which reduces air resistance when they fly. And these birds have hollow bones that make their body light and enable them to fly. They have different types of claws and beaks depending on their habitats and diets. You can see the bat over here. They have a very poor vision. The arms of the bats have long fingers that are connected by a membrane to form wings. They also have strong claws that help them to hang upside down. Bats locate nearby objects and their prey by emitting high-pitched sounds and listening to the resultant echoes. Bats are the mammals that can fly. So this is all about the classification done on their habitats. So let's have a quick recap of that. We have learned what is habitat. Then, based on the habitat, it has been classified into 5 groups: terrestrial, aerial, amphibian, aquatic, and arboreal. Terrestrial animals are the animals that live on land, whereas arboreal animals are the animals that live on trees. Amphibians, they live on land as well as in water, whereas aquatic, they live mostly in water. And last is aerial, they have special characteristics that help them to fly. Thank you, children.